Let's talk about the past first. In the past position, we do have the Magician, the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Strength card. So what I'm feeling here is, this can go many, many ways, okay? But what I'm feeling here is a lot of you were dealing with an earth sign. So we have the Knight of Coins, which is a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Libra. This is their sun, their moon, or their rising. And what I'm feeling here is this is somebody that is, very, very, they're very cautious. They're like the slowest moving knight in the deck. And this can be a male or a female. And I feel like this is a person that is trying to assess whether or not you are relationship material. Because I do feel they are looking for something a little bit more real, a little bit more authentic, and a little bit more stable. And I feel they were assessing whether or not, they want to move forward, whether or not you're going to reject them. I feel like this might be the person that came out earlier when I mentioned that somebody's trying to make their feelings known to you. But you are either ignoring it. I don't feel you're ignoring it. I feel like you're not getting it. Like they might be very shy about expressing their feelings. And as a result, you didn't even understand that they are telling you that, they're interested. So, for example, they might have been like, oh, can you meet me for coffee sometimes? That's a date. But in your head, you're just like, oh, he or she just wants to, get coffee with me. So I feel like it's like that. It's kind of like this absent-mindedness coming through from your end. And they're kind of like, why isn't the other person getting it? So I feel like I'm reading for like the younger people. That's what I'm feeling. So we have this person. And I feel this person is quite interested in you, okay? They are very attracted to you. And I feel like what's coming through as well is they're looking at your lifestyle. And I feel like you're showing up here as the Magician. And the Magician is somebody who is very, very beautiful, very desirable. And, you can be male or female watching this. But they're looking at your lifestyle. It seems very opulent. It seems very extravagant. And they're not sure if they can give you, what you want, what you need out of a relationship. So they're kind of like insecure about their ability to provide you with a lavish lifestyle, to provide you with, whatever it is that you're craving and you're hoping for. For a lot of you, the ways that you spend money and the ways that this person spend money might be a contentious issue between the two of you. And then as a result of it, I feel like there might be some conflict coming through as well. So the Magician indicates a situation where somebody is like very, very, someone who is a very smooth talker, someone who's very intelligent, kind of like has a lot of suitors, has a lot of options, has a lot of projects, someone who's very busy, quite successful as well. So I feel like in the past, you might have exhibited these qualities. And then this person might be intimidated and they might not have come forward, in a steadfast manner and show you that they're interested in you. However, underneath this union here is we do have the Strength card. And the Strength card is like somebody's lacking courage to really express how they feel. It could be from you or it could be from them, but somebody's lacking in that courage to, take that first step. Because I feel like, at the base of this is there is great intense attraction. This is like really, really strong physical attraction that two people have for one another. And they realize that, their lifestyles are very, very different. And they might even feel like sometimes there isn't a lot of compatibility because, it's the woman and the beast. They're like different species. So either way, I feel like you or the other person feel as if, you're from different planets. But there is really strong undeniable attraction between the both of you. And I feel that it's kind of hard to get a relationship started because one person feels quite insecure that they're not going to be able to live up to the other person's expectations. So which brings us to the present situation here. We have the Hermit, the Page of Cups, as well as the Seven of Wands. So give me 1 second. The Page of Cups, I feel like this is your energy. The Page of Cups is a situation where somebody is, offering their love, or they are making that gesture to reach out to show that they are interested in somebody. And I feel like that is you. And I feel that, you are in a position here where you are reaching out. You have a lot of suitors, I feel, Libras. And I feel that, you have a lot of, especially for those who are single, you have a lot of suitors. You have a lot of people writing you love letters and, telling you that they want to take you on a date. So you are very selective as well about, who you really devote your time to. But once you commit, I feel that Libras are quite loyal. You are very diplomatic too, so you might, be seen as flirtatious, but I feel that Libras are generally very loyal. What's coming through is I feel like you're making a gesture to another person, and the other person is kind of like skeptical because they feel like you have a lot of suitors. So there's still this uncertainty as to whether or not they want to invest in you. And then for others of you, I feel like you're dating somebody that is kind of like that you feel might be very different from you, that you feel you are out of their league or they are out of your league. And they likewise feel that way too. And I feel like you're in a situation where, the love is very under the radar. It's very covert. So it could be a clandestine relationship, or it could be a situation where things are kind of hazy and you're not like dating them just yet. You're just seeing them. So I feel like all of these nuances are coming through. And they're pretty much telling you, if you are dealing with a person, and this is a water sign. So this is, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio specifically. If you're dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, they're telling you there's more to this story. This is somebody with a lot of options. So you want to do some preliminary, research, asking around, because I feel like there's something shady in this person's past that you should know, but they're not revealing to you, okay? And it's linked up here with the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is a situation where somebody is doing something and they're not, they're getting ostracized for it. So this can be dating somebody who is already married, dating somebody who's already divorced, dating somebody, where there is cause and concern for scandal or stigma or lack of approval from your social environment. My advice as well for you Libras is, I mentioned that don't keep yourself stuck, and especially don't worry about what other people say. Do what you need to do to make yourself happy. Okay, don't worry about what people say. As long as you're not hurting anybody, so that means, clandestine relationships can hurt people, so that's a no. But as long as you're not hurting anybody, don't worry about social status. Don't worry about what's appropriate, what's socially acceptable, because I feel like, you're a very diplomatic sign, and you might be easily swayed by other people and their opinions. You might easily jump on the bandwagon. So just be careful. But overall, don't worry about disapproval from other people. You are living your life, okay? And I feel like you have the potential of having somebody very great coming through, that your social group, that somebody might not approve of. And this person is making you quite happy. So I feel like there's no need to, justify what you're doing to other people, okay? Now, the foundation here, we have the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Cups, as well as the Queen of Swords. So I feel, once again, if you are dealing with water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, they're pretty much telling you there is an element here of some anxiety, some type of I always feel like shame and guilt with this card. So guilt, shame, a mixture of guilt, shame, anxieties, if you are dealing with a water sign. And this is extending across, this can be an ex that is trying to get back into your life, that you are having some type of a romantic liaison with, and you're afraid that, your friends would find out because they tell you that, oh, this is not a good person for you. This is not somebody that you should be with. And we have the Seven of Cups too, which indicates a lot of attraction, a lot of fantasy, a lot of like wanting that idyllic type of a relationship. And the reality is very different from what you're used to or what you're hoping for. So there's an element here about, anxiety, and there's an element here about fantasy. So I feel like a lot of you are in situations that are very exciting, that might not be good for you, but it is very exciting, very, you know, like romantic nonetheless. So maybe there's an element of surprise, you know, the element of like keeping things under the radar, not letting people know about it, the secrecy, that's making it very exciting, very thrilling, but it's not something that is grounded in reality. It's not something that can, that will pan out in a stable way. So it's linked up here with the Queen of Swords, which is your energy. And the Queen of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. I feel for some of you, this is your energy where you are, you know, just like you're trying to make decisions about what your heart feels versus what your environment is telling you. So I feel like, you know, on the one hand, you have this overwhelming need to have this kind of like this idyllic partner. And then on the other hand, you have somebody that really likes you, but I feel that, you know, there's something blocking you from moving forward with this person, possibly because you feel like they have a lot of suitors. They feel you have a lot of suitors. So there's an element here of a lot of flirtation, a lot of attraction. But one person seems as if they are afraid to approach the other person because the other person has a lot of options. Okay. So there are all these obstacles, and they're pretty much telling you that, you know, don't keep yourself stuck and think that if it's meant for you, it's going to come your way. You're going to have to you're going to need to go out of your comfort zone in order to pursue something that you feel should be yours. Okay. So, you know, it's like entering the race. You never know unless you try, right? So I feel a lot of you are holding yourself back. You're acting all cerebral and you're acting very, very aloof and very detached from a situation. But I feel somebody has your attention and you're really interested in them. Okay. What's crowning this reading is the person or thing you are thinking about. We have the Eight of Coins, the Five of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is, once again, the whole concept about sneaking around, doing things under the cover of the night, doing things covertly and not wanting to get caught. So this is usually, you know, some type of shady business, sneaking around, not wanting to let other people know, or you could just be doing this if you are partnered up or you are seeing somebody who's partnered up. I see a lot of three energies here where, you know, juggling multiple people or dating somebody like an ex, going back to an ex and not wanting, you know, going back to an ex, somebody that really hurt you in the past, and then not wanting to have to explain to your friends or your family about it. And I do see ex-partners for some of you guys, which is like you know, ex-husbands, ex-wives or something like that, and feeling that sense of shame, but that sense of excitement at the same time. So if this is something that you're dealing with, just know that as long as you're not hurting anybody, okay, you don't need to explain yourself to people. So I feel a lot of you are just keeping things under the radar. We do have the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands deals with conflict and opposition. So I feel like there's somebody that you're just like really, really attracted to. You don't get along, but you're just like, you can't, it's like a love them or hate them type of a relationship, you know, where you're attracted to each other. You can't really get along, but you can't really pull away either. So there's also, this is about accusations. And, you know, if somebody's sneaking around, there might have been some accusations that came into the picture. And then as a result of it, I feel that, you know, one person or the other person might have tried to really work at the relationship, might have tried to really curb their appetite in order to make the relationship work. But either way, there is conflict brewing that has been brewing recently. The conflict might pertain to another air sign or an earth sign, okay? The air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. The earth sign is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And what I feel right now is crowning this reading, if you have been dealing with some water signs, some air signs, the earth sign seems like the most stable, like the best option, not because it's an earth sign, but because I have this Eight of Coins, which means it's somebody that, you know, works hard at a relationship. And then with the air sign and the water sign, those seem to me like exes that you're going back to, or they seem to me like, you know, people that you are involved with that, you know, in the hearts of hearts, it might not work out for you. Okay, but the earth sign seems to me like it's something solid here. So what's coming through in your future position? We have the Four of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is kind of like keeping ourselves stuck in a situation, refusing to move forward, refusing to branch out. And it's also a card where we are afraid to step out of our comfort zone. So going back to what I mentioned before, the past is very, very comforting. It is safe and it's familiar. So I feel a lot of you are reverting back to exes because of this whole concept about, well, if I let it go, then I really need to step out of my comfort zone to, pursue new things. If I let it go, then I am empty-handed. Well, the point in life is that once we have outgrown another person, once we have moved past that stage in our lives, it is really important for us to find new things to do and invite new energies into our lives. We have the Ten of Wands, which is basically picking up the pieces of your own life and moving on. And then I feel a lot of you are going to go through a period where you are finally dating new people. So this is coming in the near future. So it could play out, by the end of the month where you start dating all over again. I feel very strongly like the 20th is when all of these social events are going to be coming through for you plentifully. And then as a result of it, you're going to be like in a better position to, move things forward with new people, new relationship partners, or at least, wear your heart on your sleeve so that you can attract new people. But right now, there's still some exes that are lingering around and they might not be good for you. For those of you who are in stable relationships, what I feel is, there are some things like some hiccups along the road where you might have to like, there might be accusations that, one partner is like talking to somebody else. And I feel like that situation is going to be easily resolved with a discussion. So there's a situation where somebody's accusing somebody of stepping out, and then there's going to be a discussion, and then things are hashed out. Then your partner becomes like, they go back and they're on their best behavior. And likewise, there's a lot of like cooperation coming through together where people are working hard to maintain the relationship. But at the base of this reading, I feel like this Queen of Swords is your energy where you have temptation coming through around you and you're trying to, not stray. That's what I'm feeling. So I feel like the temptation is coming in around you for you and you're trying your best to, keep status quo and not stray. And then for others, I feel a lot of people are still have lingering ties with exes, okay? But overall, when it comes to romantic prospects, I do see, new social groups that are going to be formed, new friendships that are going to be formed for those of you who are newly single. And I do feel a very prominent earth sign that is going to be very good for you. Not the most exciting person, but I feel like they're very shy. It takes a long time for them to open up. But once they open up, the relationship can really take off because they are very stable, okay?